This is Bharat FM.
बजेगा भारत, झूमेगा भारत. बजेगा भारत, झूमेगा भारत.
This is Bharat FM.
Good evening, everybody, and good morning, United States. Welcome to another edition of Storytellers Cafe, and I'm Usha Venkatraman, your host for the evening. Let us travel to Jakarta in Indonesia today. Storytellers Cafe is going to take you to Jakarta. The many thousand islands stretching like jewels across the Indian Ocean. The islands are full of forests, volcanoes, temples, mountains, rice plantations, and villages. And we travel to a storyteller from Jakarta. So today my guest on Storytellers Cafe is Asha Girdhar, who is an author, scriptwriter, educationist, whose children's books and short stories have been published in Singapore and Indonesia. She has a very popular weekly newspaper series in the Jakarta Post called The Adventures of Sonny Zap. And I will let Asha talk to you more about it. Asha conducts workshops in creative writing and creative visualization both in India and Indonesia. She is a frequent guest lecturer at the Times of India newspaper in education. Now, Asha has two avatars. She worked before she moved to Jakarta, which was in 1990. She was a research person as well as a documentary filmmaker, and she has worked with UNICEF. Her clients have been UNICEF, the Government of India, Department of Science and Technology, and the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. So two very interesting documentaries stand out. Asha was the scriptwriter and associate director for the life of Srinivasan Ramanujam, and also another documentary made on Sir C.V. Raman. So that is something which is wonderful. And I will let Asha talk to you more about these documentaries as well as her work involved. So let me introduce and welcome Asha Girdhar to Storytellers Cafe. A warm welcome to you, Asha. Welcome.
Thank you, Usha. Thank you so much for hosting me on tonight's show.
It's wonderful to have you, Asha.
Thank you.
So, Asha, my first question to you is, we're going to have a little bit of Q&A for the first, say, perhaps 8 to 10 minutes. And then Asha will definitely tell us a story. And it is a STEM story. It is a story which is a little bit different. Asha, could you tell us about your journey once you moved to Indonesia?
Right. So before I moved to Indonesia, before I got married and moved there, I was involved in media and education. So I used to write educational scripts. I was very interested in making these educational documentaries. And after I moved to Jakarta, I wanted to pursue that same line, but more in terms of writing. And writing for children, because that is something I really enjoy. So I approached publishers in Indonesia, in Singapore. I had my work published, but throughout the 1990s, I had this idea at the back of my mind that I wanted to create something that was big and something that actually showed people what a joy learning is all about. And I had the idea of, as my protagonist, either a young boy or a group of children who are actually completely bored with studies. And they stumble upon this space-time computer that opens up for them a world of discovery. So not learning as, per se in the academic boring sense, but actually fun, adventure, and discovery. So that was my slant. I had this idea in my head actually for about 10 years before it came to fruition. I always believe that, when we are as toddlers, we are given this set of tools, or, a set of, like pegs, and you have to put them in their matching holders or in their matching holes. And it's very easy, to know that, the round peg goes into the round hole, the square peg goes into the square hole. But what happens when you have a mix of both? You know, education and fun, for example, right? What happens if your peg is, shaped like a flower? You have to search a little more to find the right holder for it. It's there, it's out there. You just have to search a little more. And that is what happened with me when I was looking for the canvas on which I could actually produce this story, bring this story to fruition. It was in 2004. We used to subscribe to the Jakarta Post. And it was in 2004, one morning, I was just going through the newspaper, and it occurred to me that the paper didn't have a children's page. So I got the idea of contacting the editors, the concerned editors, the feature editor, and I requested for an appointment. At that time, I had a very, very close friend in Jakarta, Maria Elvira, and she was one of the editors at one of the publications that had brought forth my short stories. And I called her and I told her, I said, Maria, I have an appointment tomorrow at the Jakarta Post, and this is my idea. So she said, Asha, exactly what are you going to ask them for? I said, I'm going to request them for a full page, but if I don't get a full page, at least half a page. And she told me, she said, you go ahead and ask them for whatever you like, but just remember that even if you get one column, one syndicated column, consider yourself lucky. So I said, all right, I'll take my chance and I'll go. And so that the features editor met a couple of other people, and Usha, within 10 minutes, I got the page. And everything fell into place. I had this canvas that could hold the epic scope of what I had in mind, the joy of learning in every subject under the sun, so to speak. So that was a milestone. That was really a milestone, coming to the Jakarta Post and seeing Sonny and Zap coming to fruition. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
And of course, yeah. So the series is not just about this group of children. Actually, it's a group of 6 children aged 6 to 12. And with them is the computer, the space-time computer, which also evolved in those 10 years from a very different concept to taking shape in a very different way. The setting of the story, the setting of the series took me as much time to create as the characters themselves. So the island, the setting is an island. It's called the Island of 1,000 Rainbows. The fact is that in Jakarta Bay, there is a cluster of islands called the 1,000 Islands. That's the fact. I decided to place my island out there with those other islands. But the secret is, you don't know that the island exists because it is always shrouded in mist. So how do you approach it, and how do you, enjoy what it has to offer? You have to have the courage to approach the unknown. So you hop onto a boat, sail towards the mist, and then by itself, from the air, a rainbow appears, and your boat gets onto that rainbow. You arc into the sky, and then you land in the Island of 1,000 Rainbows, where every school subject comes alive. So you've got English grammar, history, geography, prehistory, science, technology, hygiene, the environment, ecology, and stories, because stories are so much a part of learning. We are both storytellers, and we know that.
Yes. Yeah. So talking of islands, my next question is, can you tell us about your life in the island of Jakarta, in the Indonesian island, and what is the storytelling scene in Indonesia? I mean, you
The
have,
storytelling scene, so Indonesia is a very warm and lively country. It's a beautiful country. The people there are warm, friendly, uh, uh, very broad-minded. In Jakarta, of course, cosmopolitan. The storytelling scene in Indonesian language, Bahasa, is of course very active, very lively, but in English, it's restricted. At least it was. And I can say that what Sonny and Zap became, it actually became a platform for children's creativity. At that time, it was one of the very few platforms available in English for children's creativity, because I started to showcase not only their proficiency and their skill in essay writing in English, but also their art, craft, photography, and dress designing, and PowerPoint presentations. So there was a gamut. There actually was a gamut of competitions and contests that were held every 6 months for my readers. Yeah. And then that moved on to actually drama competitions and role play competitions. So it's been exciting. It's been as enjoyable for me as I hope it has been for my readers and my participants, and of course their parents, who have always been the first teachers in their lives.
wonderful, Asha. So that is very interesting because I have a few storyteller friends who are not Indians, but Indonesians. I've met them at
Right, right.
festivals. So
Sure.
now the floor is yours, Asha. Please go ahead. As you know, the USP of Storytellers Cafe is to listen to stories. So we are
Sure.
all waiting for your story.
Okay. All right. So I'd like to begin by extending a very warm welcome to all our viewers and listeners from all around the world, and especially to my Sonny and Zap young readers and their parents who are based in Jakarta, in Indonesia, and elsewhere. A very warm welcome to all of you. As we say on the island of 1,000 rainbows, welcome. Welcome to the island in the sun where learning is such fun. So how did this magical place of fun and adventure and friendship and learning and all the rest of it, I mean, it is even a safe haven for endangered animals, how did it come into being? This story doesn't start today. It definitely didn't start last year before the pandemic. Neither did it start in the last century. It started millions of years ago in the cosmos, which is why the title of my story is Chaos in the Cosmos. Once upon a time, there was a star, a very special star, a star so unique, it ceased to exist in the night sky and became immortalized on the very ground beneath our feet on Earth. What was the star? Millions of years ago, it was the brightest star in the night sky. Do you know what made it so bright? Its heart. Yes, it was a star with a heart. This star had two close friends among all the other stars. The three of them liked to huddle in the sky in one corner and watch the planets in our solar system go by. One of them liked Jupiter because it was so big. The other one liked Mercury because it was small and orbited close to the sun. The star of our story had its own favorite planet too, the third planet from the sun. This planet was blue in color, wrapped like a newborn babe in white clouds, and blessed with that most precious gift in all creation, life. Yes, this planet throughout the Milky Way was famous as the one place that had life on it. Universally, this planet was known as Earth. And as Earth swirled around the sun, it too looked back at the sky and admired that star that shone so brightly. The ocean especially loved to lie in the cool of the night and gaze at the sky. There it twinkled, that bright star, and somehow felt the ocean, that star was twinkling just for it. But one day, something terrible happened. "Out of my way!" boomed a voice behind the star. It turned to look. Oh no, it was a meteor. Meteors are horrible things. They are huge, heavy pieces of rock that come zooming in from dark, unknown regions at fantastic speeds to hit and destroy everything that comes in their path. This meteor was an especially large and nasty-looking one. Oh no, said the star. "Please, Mr. Meteor, don't hit anything today." "Out of my way," said the meteor, "or I will smash you into stardust." The earth saw the path the meteor was taking. It was headed straight for Earth. "Oh no, Mr. Meteor, please don't hit Earth. Earth has life. Earth has life. Look, you can't destroy life. Please go anywhere else, but please don't go to Earth." But the meteor was in no mood to heed the star's words. Whizz! Like a torrent of fire, it headed straight to the blue planet. And Earth, as it looked up at the sky, it reacted in horror. Oh no, there comes this meteor rocketing towards me. Oh no, there will be pain, there will be pain, there will be so much pain. Ah! The meteor hit the ocean like a celestial bomb. The meteor hit the ocean like a celestial bomb. Time stood still, and the universe watched helplessly. And then the ocean roared. Waves 100 meters high leapt up into the sky and swept everything in their path. Everything on Earth was destroyed. Oh dear, the Earth was in chaos. The chaos sent from the cosmos. Oh dear, I really want to help Earth, said the star to itself. But what can I do? I really must do something. Suddenly, it had an idea. I should try to struggle and free myself from this force that keeps me in the night sky. And so it squirmed and turned and struggled. Its friends looked on in shock. What do you think you're trying to do? Asked one of them. I have to go down to Earth. I have to help it. The other one. What? You want to go down there? You are a star. That is a planet. Stars don't go and help planets. Your place is here with us in the heavens, with the rest of us. But you know what they say about a heart? When the heart wishes for something, somehow it finds a way. The star continued to struggle to free itself. And it did. Slowly but surely, it started to descend towards Earth. You will burn in Earth's atmosphere, said the friends. The star looked up, nodded, but continued to descend. And Earth, in all its misery, happened to look up and was stunned by the sight that it saw. There was actually a star that was coming down, that was descending. Yes, it burned in Earth's atmosphere. It burned orange and silver. It even shrunk a little bit. In fact, it shrunk quite a lot. But it continued to descend, determined to come to Earth. And by, slowly, very slowly, it came and landed very softly, very gently on the ocean, on the gash that the meteor had left behind. All of a sudden, everything on Earth was calm. There was no pain anymore. The ocean had calmed down. The ocean had cooled down. What are you? Asked Earth. I am a star. But I'm not just a star. I've also been your friend, watching over you from afar for many, many years. And now I've come to help you and be with you forever. And so today, that star which became an island, floats on the ocean, floats on the surface of the ocean. And as you can imagine, that island is shaped like a star. And so that's how the setting of Sonny and Zap begins, with the star that came to Earth and became an island. Over centuries, living creatures realized that this island was actually a very safe place. Endangered animals migrated to this island to fend themselves off from hunters and, and other dangers. The English language cropped up. Characters from the English language, parts of speech came alive and thrive over there. Dinosaurs are not extinct. They live on the island of 1,000 rainbows. And now, viewers and listeners, I'd like to ask you a question. What is the reason for a rainbow to exist? I mean, it's of course, it's beautiful, it's translucent, but it's transient. It isn't permanent. It comes and it disappears. So what is the reason? Why was it created? And how was it created? How was the first rainbow ever created? That's another story. They say that behind every successful man, there is a woman. Behind every sun, the sun in our solar system, behind every sun, whether happy or unhappy, there is a moon. And this brings me to my next story. Why does the sun look so happy? So here we have Lady Moon in the sky. She's beautiful, she knows it, and she's very proud of herself. And she has this, the constellations of stars, they follow her like her fans. They light up her path in the night sky as she floats around, and they are her adoring fans. So we have Lady Moon with her stars, and we also have Dark Mother Cloud, who is a huge cloud, very matronly, and she's got these baby clouds running after her, or she is actually running after them most of the time, looking after them. And then in a corner of the sky, we also have the sun. But believe it or not, when this story took place, the sun was nothing like what the sun is now. It was very, very dim. And what was the cause? What was the reason for its dimness and its dullness? It's loneliness. The sun was very lonely. You see, Mother Cloud, Dark Mother Cloud had her baby clouds, and of course Lady Moon had all her stars. But the sun was standing there all by himself. And that is something that Lady Moon never let him forget every night. Every night, she would cackle in her loud, shrill, harsh voice. She would tell her stars, look at Mr. Sun standing over there all by himself. His light is so dim. I don't know what he's doing in the sky. Why doesn't he just leave the sky and allow me to rule day as well as night? Of course, her stars would cackle along with her. And with each jibe, with each cruel remark of hers, the sun's light became dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. And that started to worry Dark Mother Cloud tremendously. What's going on? She asked herself. One day the sun will have no light, and then all life on earth will die. The plants will die to begin with. Someone really has to do something about it. Someone has to teach Lady Moon, a lesson, and someone has to tell the sun what his worth is, how much he is worth. So she sweeps up to Lady Moon, and she tells Lady Moon, you think you're very beautiful, right? And Lady Moon replies, not only am I beautiful, I'm also very popular, and I'm very powerful. Ha ha, that's what you think, says Dark Mother Cloud. Let me tell you a fact. The sun is more powerful than you are. And of course, Lady Moon is very upset, and she says, that's impossible. There's no one more powerful than me in the whole sky. And Dark Mother Cloud says, I'll prove it to you. And so what she does is she goes and she stands in front of Lady Moon. Now, of course, Lady Moon is hidden. She can't be seen. And the stars get very agitated. And they say, Lady Moon, where are you? Where are you? Please shine brighter. We can't see any moonlight. And Lady Moon huffs and puffs and tries to shine with all her might. But Dark Mother Cloud is so thick, she obviously can't be seen. And so Lady Moon gives up. She tries and she tries, but then she gets exhausted and she gives up. And she starts to weep. And then she tells Dark Mother Cloud, this doesn't prove anything. It doesn't prove that the sun is more powerful. It just proves that you are fat and ugly and cruel. Dark Mother Cloud does not respond to her. She goes up to the sun and says, now it's your turn to shine. And then she goes and stands in front of him. And of course, the sun, the light is very dim, and now it becomes even dimmer. In fact, the sky turns a dark gray. And the plants on earth say, what happened? Where's the sunlight? Shine, Mr. Sun, shine. We can't live without you. Shine. And Mr. Sun hears that and he says, what? Someone needs me. I'm not alone after all. And so he's encouraged to shine. And he does shine, in fact, a little brighter. And then what does Mother Cloud do? She starts to rain. And of course, Mr. Sun is very upset. And he says, why did she have to do that? Here I was starting to enjoy myself and starting to shine a little brighter. Why did she have to rain? But the clouds and the plants urge him to shine brighter. And then suddenly there's a gasp in the sky. And he wonders, what happened? What happened? Did I do something wrong? And Dark Mother Cloud tells him, Mr. Sun, you can actually peep out and see what's happened. And when he peeps out, he sees this glorious, translucent, brilliant, shimmering, scintillating arc of color in the sky. 7 colors. Now, you and I know what the colors are, but Mr. Sun didn't. So, obviously he's counting them. 1, 2, 3, 4, red, blue, yellow, green, violet, indigo. Wow. Did I actually do that? And what is this? What is this translucent arc of color? The arc looks up to Mr. Sun and says, I am a rainbow, the first rainbow ever created. And I've been created to tell everyone that even if you can't see the sun, because it's behind the clouds, the sun is always majestic. And it's always there, sending its energy to earth, without which there would be no life. And then Dark Mother Cloud stops raining and the rainbow disappears. Now, obviously, Mr. Sun is very happy. He's encouraged to shine brighter. And one would think that the story would have a happy ending. After all, Mr. Sun is happy. So now you know why the sun looks so happy. Dark Mother Cloud, still has her children, her baby clouds, and they keep following her, or she keeps running after them. And the stars still have Lady Moon. But Lady Moon isn't that happy anymore. If you look at Lady Moon closely tonight or tomorrow night, you will see that she is still sad. Why is she sad? And she's not sad because humans have landed on the moon, not at all. That doesn't bother her one bit. She's sad because she knows she'll never be able to make a rainbow. Thank you, Usha. Thank you, listeners and viewers. It's been such a pleasure being on this show.
That was lovely, Asha.
Thank you.
I organized the first ever Safari Festival in Mumbai last year, which
I've heard about. Yes.
Through story.
Yeah.
This is wonderful. I mean, the story
Thank you.
as well as
Thank you so much.
Is so wonderful, because that is what is important. Through stories, we explore the world of science. The science concepts are high, but stories give us texture so that it's palpable, and then you understand the concepts so much better. So hopefully the pandemic lifts and we get to celebrate our Safari Festival next year.
Wonderful.
Wonderful to have you there,
Oh, lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
There is an African story about the house of the sun and the moon, and the water goes to visit. So finally, he creates devastation. I mean, definitely water can't reach the house of the sun and the moon. So she sends rainbow instead the next time they build a house.
All right. All right. Okay.
Wonderful
Okay.
story
Very
about
beautiful. Very beautiful. Very beautiful.
Thank you so
Right.
much, Asha. We have just a moment left for our Storytellers Cafe. And friends out there, this is what Storytellers Cafe does. We get storytellers from across India and also across the globe so that we can reach out to the global Indian diaspora. We can tell stories, you get to meet storytellers, and you also get to know their journey. And just like Asha told us about her two avatars before moving to Jakarta and in Jakarta itself. So thank you so much,
Thank you
Asha.
so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good night. Thank you very
This
much.
is Bharat FM.
बजेगा भारत झूमेगा भारत बजेगा भारत झूमेगा भारत
This is Bharat FM.